Hello everyone, I am Kaushal Ayabadri from Siddharth Academy of Higher Education. I am studying in IT1 section. Today I am here to discuss about topic file handling in C programming. Generally, there are various ways in storing data in C. We can store data by using a variable and by declaring variable in C for temporary purpose. In other ways, we can store our data in files. So by using file handling function, we can store data permanently. So by storing the data permanently, we can have access to it. Introduction. File handling allows permanent storage of data in files. Files store data on secondary storage devices like HDD or SSD. It helps read and write data beyond program execution. Data stored in variables is temporary, but file data is permanent. Used when data must be reused, even after closing the program. Provides functions to manage files easily in the C language. Files operation in C. C uses a pointer of type file to handle files. There are generally four operations, which are also known as four basic operations that can be performed on files in C programming. There are open, read, write, and close files. Files must be opened before performing any operation. Each operation uses specific C library functions. Files are closer to save data and release memory. Here we have syntax example: file pointer fp semicolon. This syntax is used for declaring a file pointer. As we discussed earlier, that a file was stored in a pointer variable. So different opening modes in files, different opening modes of files in C language are: opens an existing file for reading only. W. Opens a file for writing, creates a new file, or overwrites existing ones. A. Opens a files for appending data at the end. R plus. Opens an existing file for both reading and writing. W plus. Creates a new file for both reading and writing. A plus. Opens a file for appending and reading. Common file functions are: fopen. The fopen statement is used to open a file and returns a pointer. Fclose closes an opened file and saves changes. Whenever we open a file, we should definitely close the file using this statement at the end of our program. Fprintf. It writes a formatted output to a file on the screen, or it displays the output of the file. Fscanf. Reads formatted input from a file. These two statements, fprintf and fscanf, are similarly equal to printf statements and scanf statements in C programming. fgetC or fputC. These two statements are used to read or write or change single characters. Fgets or fputs. These are used to read or write strings. And the difference between using fgetC and fgetsr: in fgetC we can only read single characters, and by using fgets we can read multiple characters, as string is defined as multiple collection of multiple characters. Both functions we have here, we showed fprintf to print the data or to display data on the screen. Here we use fscanf to read the data from the file and to display it. Error handling in files. So in performing operations on files in C, the common errors every programmer face are: you should always check if file was opened successfully. Use an if f is equal to null condition after f open. This statement is used to check whether the condition or whether the file does contain any elements or not. If the file is empty, it doesn't have anything, it shows null. Common cause of a failure: file not found or permission denied. We should name the file with accurate name, and we should use only the name of the file. Mistake in naming the file or typing the file name may cause to show that file is not found. Display error image if FP is null. Prevents runtime crashes due to missing file. Ensures program stability and proper user feedback. So advantages of file handling. As we discussed earlier, data stored in a variable is temporary and data stored in files are permanent. So it enables permanent data storage for later use. Helps manage large volumes of data easily. As the data can be stored permanently, we can have access to store large volumes of data. Facilitates data sharing between programs, as there is no termination or deletion of program after some time. We can easily share to other between programs. Reduces data loss during program termination. As the required data is stored in files in another location, while performing program termination, we don't need to fear for data loss of the file. It also allows flexible reading and writing of the data. So by storing, files are not only useful for storing data, but it also enables us to read or write of the data stored. It supports various file formats. So real life applications of files. So as we followed here, there are different types of applications using file handling in C. Student record management systems, library or book management database, banking application for transaction logs, logging system for software events, storing sensor data in embedded systems, report generation and data backup utilities. Summary. So as for conclusion, file handling makes data permanent and reusable in C. Files are accessed using a file pointer. Open, read or write and close are basic operations done on files. Modes control of a file is used. Always handle files errors for safety. File handling is a key for real-world software development.